Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to today's video. Recently, I've taken a look at some loose leaf paper that I've got from a shop called So&So over here in Australia. And that's some Tomoe River 52 GSM Sanzen paper and some Iroful paper. So I thought what we'd do today is do a quick comparison between the two of them, see how they compare against each other. So join me now, down on the table, let's jump on in and look at these papers. Welcome down to the table. So here we've got today's subjects. These are two different A5 loose leaf papers. The top one, and I've got shown you the back side because the other side I've already done some writing. Excuse the holes. I've really messed up when I was doing my holes for my planner. It ended up that I had to buy 3 different hole punches till I finally got one that gave me the holes in the right place. So the first one, this is Iroful Paper, 75 GSM, and then the second one, this is Sanzen 52 GSM Tomoe River paper. We'll start with the Iroful paper. So quite nice, I would say like an ivory cream colour. I'm just going to turn it around here. One side we've got a grid, so I'm saying that's the main side. Then the back side here, this is just plain. I actually prefer the plain personally, but that's a very personal choice. A5 size, as I say, we've got this nice ivory feel, and there's a nice, it feels nice and thick. I'd say it's 75 GSM paper. So this one is Iroful 75 GSM. This pen, it's the TWSBI Eco, and in that I've got Colourverse Pulsar Pulse. The price for this is 16 Aussie dollars, and that's for 100 sheets. So that works out at 16 cents per sheet. That's not bad, is it? Not exactly cheap, but that's not overly unreasonable. This also means, obviously, because the sheets are two-sided, it works out about 8 cents per page. Again, not unreasonable. Really nice paper though, it feels nice and it writes nice. We'll see how it handles various inks in a minute. Swapping over, here's the 52 GSM Tomoe River paper, so a lot crinklier, a lot thinner feeling. It feels like it's coated, I don't think it is, but that's just how it feels to me. So this is 52 GSM. It's the Sanzen Tomoe River. This works out approximately 14 Aussie dollars for 100 sheets. Although the place where I checked it at, they were out of stock, so it could be the price may go up. You never know until they get them back in stock. And then price wise, so we've got $14 for 100, which means we're looking at 14 cents per sheet, coming down to 7 cents per page. You know, fairly reasonable costs. What we want to do though is see how they handle fountain pens, don't we? I've already used, I say, that TWSBI Eco, so let's go over. I've already written with some inks and pens. I'm going to now fetch in some other ones and write with those. So we can see a variety of different pens, different nib sizes, if I can avoid knocking the tray out of the way. So, first one, Jinhao 992. So this is on the Iroful. And the ink Colourverse Eclipse Silence. Do a little swatch. Then we'll use the Tomoe River paper. So again, I've written with the same pens at the top. I'll just do a little scribble as well. I do think this ink has a hint of sheen, but it's not labelled as being a sheening ink. So back to the Iroful, and this time we're going to use the Conklin All-American. There we go. Forgot to give it a good shake because there's a chameleon ink in here. The ink is by Diamine, and it's Olive Swirl. So this one's Chameleon. And then fetching in the Tomoe River. Now we're going to be backwards and forwards today. Again, I'll mark it up here, Chameleon. 3 more pens to go. So let's fetch in the next one. So next one, this is a TWSBI VAC 700R. In here, I've got an extreme sheen ink. So I'm trying to throw a lot of different ink types at this so we can have a good look at it. This has got a 1.1 stub. The ink, Diamine Sleigh Ride. Not sure if it comes over on the camera. I can already see that extreme sheen starting to develop. So back over on the Tomoe River. Go to forgot to do this over on the other one. I was getting that excited that I could already see it, so better fetch it in there. I've just scribbled that, and I'll label this X Sheen, and on here, just to keep things consistent. Next up, we've got an extremely wet writing pen, so this one is one of the ones which should hopefully push it a little bit. That's the Pelikan M1000. Let me get that actually in camera for you. Broad 18 karat gold. The ink, so this is a standard ink. It's extremely wet in this pen. I've noticed it can take 3-4 minutes before it dries. So I thought, yeah, this is really going to push it, isn't it? So let's use that same pen on the Tomoe River paper. Although it's so wet, I do love this combo. It really works well together. Then the final pen, the Visconti Hero Sapiens. Not as wet a nib, but still, you know, got a fair bit of wetness to it. So here we've got so again, it's broad and it's 18 karat. The ink, Diamine Ghost. And then finally on that Tomoe River, oh, forgot to do my scribble. There we go. So now on the Tomoe River. There's my little scribble again. I'm just going to give these a minute to dry, then we'll come back and we'll take a closer look at each of the writing samples that I've done. Just dropping in to interrupt your regular programming. Would you like to help support the channel? If so, please consider joining as a member. As a member, you'll get early access to my videos. I normally upload them a couple of days before they go out, and as soon as they're uploaded, they'll be released to members. There'll also be a shout out at the end of the videos, and then as we get the members coming in, we'll actually chat among ourselves and work out what other perks, what other things you'd like me to add in. You know, would you like maybe a monthly live chat just for members? All down to us. So please, if you can, consider joining the channel. A link will be in the description down below. It's difficult getting both of these in the camera at the same time, so I've tried the best I can. So we'll start with the top one. So the Iroful Paper, the title on both of these was written using a Kaweco Sport with a 1.1 stub nib. So the first one, the Hero 240 with Diamine Harmony. Nice dark purple colour. Don't see much there, it seems fairly flat. Here on the Tomoe River, seems to be a slightly narrower line, but we're getting roughly the same in terms of the colour. Going down to the next one, the Faber-Castell Hexo, which has got a broad nib, and Diamine Good Tidings. Beautiful dark, I want to say a dark blue ink with a gorgeous green sheen to it. So we'll start with the Iroful. Can we see that sheen on the camera? There you go. So really nice, really sheening well there. On the Tomoe River paper, we're getting exactly the same. Again, all the Tomoe River writing seems to be a slightly finer line. Next up, we've got a shimmer ink in the Mastodon M400, which has got a medium nib. This is Diamine Sub-Zero. Just trying to capture anything coming through. A little bit there on the M, some on the H. Again, I'm hoping the camera's going to catch that for you. Whereas on the Tomoe River, what do we see? Again, tiny bit on the M, but I don't see as much of the shimmer showing through on this Tomoe River paper. Next up, we've got the Kira pen. This was made specially for me by Jim Edwards. In here, I've got my favouriteest ink. I know, not a very good word, is it? Diamine Sleigh Ride, which is an extreme sheen ink. And I've noticed with this pen, doesn't matter what paper I'm using on, I don't see any of the extreme sheen coming through, which is weird. Same with that Tomoe River paper. There we go. We just see the base colour, and that's a nice base colour anyway. Next, we've got the Pilot E95S with Diamine Grotto, another extreme sheen ink. So there, look at that. Loads and loads of that extreme sheen coming through. How about the Tomoe River paper? It's still nice, but I would say I don't see nowhere near as much of the sheen on the Tomoe River paper. I don't know why, but oh yes I have, that's what we've just written with, I was going to say. Next up, the Jinhao 992 with Colorverse Eclipse Silence. So as I say, it's not labelled as a sheening ink. So it's got like this nearly black colour, but then on top of that, they're sitting there and showing it really well on here. A really nice gold sheen. Hopefully I can capture this on the camera. Can I focus a bit better? Maybe that might help a bit. My focus keeps going in and out at the moment. And then with the Tomoe River, again, I'm not seeing as much of the sheen as I am on the Iroful paper. Next up, that Conklin All-American. So here we've got the Chameleon ink. Wow, the Chameleon really shining through on here. Can you see that? Loads and loads of that Chameleon. Really nice base colour. And over on the Tomoe River, again, very similar, seeing loads of that chameleon coming through. Back to the Iroful. So, Sleigh Ride again, the same ink, this time in the VAX 700R. This one, I'm seeing that extreme sheen, whereas I didn't on the clearer pen. That's why I thought I'll use this same ink, just so we can see that. You can see there loads of that beautiful green sheen. Over here on the Tomoe River paper, again, we're seeing some sheen, but I would say about half as much as what I was seeing on the Iroful. This really doesn't seem to be showing up sheen at all. Iroful paper for that Pelikan M1000. Is it dry? Yeah, it's dry. There we go. See some nice shading coming through, but this is so wet it's hard to see anything really come through with this. On the Tomoe River paper, again, very much the same. It looks really, really flat. I just like the colour. And the colour to me seems a bit greyer on the Tomoe River. Finally, with the Homo sapiens, we've got this nice grey. We've got bits of shading coming through. Looks really nice, really interesting. On the Tomoe River paper, again, we're seeing some nice shading coming through. I'm going to turn these both over. So we've got the Iroful here on the left. We've got the Tomoe River here on the right. Looking at the back of these, get little bits of blobs here on the Iroful paper. Where I used the Pelikan, not seeing anything. I mean, obviously it's ghosting a bit. Let me actually put it into the camera. But not actually seeing anything coming through. On the Tomoe River, wow, this one, which is the Diamond Grotto on that E95LS, just look how that's come through there, really seeing that. And down here, again with that Pelikan, seeing little bits trying to come through, but it's not too bad. So both of these, I'd be happy using both sides of the page. Just put them back here. Can I get them both in? There we go, roughly get them both in. So these two papers, very much roughly the same price. I've got to be honest, I do prefer the way that the Iroful performs with the sheens. I do like sheen in inks. I think they add a bit of character. So I quite like that. With the Tomoe River, I noticed with all of them, we've got less ink spread, so the lines look thinner, whereas the ink is spreading a little bit on that Iroful paper. The way it's performing with the extreme sheen, well, with any sheen in inks, quite disappointing on the Tomoe River. I'd say on the Iroful, wow, you get loads of it. But I enjoy writing with both these papers. As you can see from this one, because of all the holes, this is one I'm using in my planner at the moment. Once this is out, I will then switch to the Tomoe River, and then I might keep flip-flopping between them because they're both quite enjoyable to use. So they're my quick thoughts on the 75 GSM Iroful paper and the 52 GSM Sanzen Tomoe River paper. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. So what do you think of these papers? Have you got any experience with them? Are there any other similar papers you think it might be worth me looking at? I'm getting quite into loose leaf paper at the moment, so would love some more suggestions. Please drop your comments down below. Let's kickstart that conversation. Please hit the thumbs up button. Every time you like, every time you comment, just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I'll talk to you again soon.